All right, man. Combat Convo. You know what it is.
Yeah.
We back. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Thumbs up button if you like the content. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified that Combat Combo come across the top of your screen. So today we're going to be talking about
Gonna be talking about Johnny Bones Jones and Israel Adesanya. They squashed their beef. They ain't beefing no more. You know what I mean? At first, I was kind of like annoyed when I seen this because I was like, nah, they probably never gonna fight. Um, but I was also happy about that too because it's showing the maturity of both fighters and how both of them come a long way. Because if you had asked John Jones to do this like 10 years ago and you had asked Izzy to do this 3-4 years ago, it wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? So for them to bury the hatchet, for the sake of the sport and just, push it forward, that was pretty good to see. Um, hey, you know what I mean? It's a good thing, but um, I don't see them fighting. That's for sure now. And I'm noticing a trend too because John is actually burying the hatchet with a lot of his enemies right now. He buried the hatchet with Francis Ngannou. He buried the hatchet with Daniel Cormier, and now he buried the hatchet with Israel. So what I'm saying is, does this mean that John Jones is calling the quits sooner or later? Because usually when you bury the hatchet with certain individuals, you know what I'm saying, it usually means a lot of times that you know what I mean, you kind of like ready to hang it up, you know what I mean? So you don't want to hold any grudges or whatever when you finally call the quits and retire or whatever. So it seems like to me that's what it's leaning to. I could be wrong. I know he has a fight coming up sometime against Stripe. Um, I don't know what John is doing right now. I know he's training, but I'm not sure if that's going to be his last fight or whatever. Because I know we talked about it before. He's on a 6-fight contract, so I'm expecting him to fight again. Who's he going to fight? I don't know. You know what I mean? But he buried the hatchet with Izzy, so you know what I mean. It could mean something good. You know what I mean? At the same time, I don't know, but I know for one thing, I don't see them fighting. I definitely don't see them fighting now. You know what I mean? But I do think they had a mutual respect for one another anyway, coming into this whole situation, coming into the UFC. I do think they had a mutual respect for one another because they mirror each other a lot. You know what I mean? If you look at Izzy's style, it's like a young John. It's like a young John Jones. He's like a young John Jones, just a little bit more athletic, a little bit better of a striker. You know what I mean? That's about it, really. They mirror each other. You know what I mean? So who's to say if Izzy might turn into the John Jones of the future? No one knows. You know what I mean? They both mirror Anderson. They both had respect for Anderson Silva. You know what I mean? And they both are similar to him too. So I don't know, man. What's your take on it?
um I think it's a good thing. I think that this is one of those things where you we would never see that fight. It's kind of like Khabib and GSP. Like, we're never gonna see that fight. You know what I'm saying? It's it's just one of those things where they got no. There's no other reason why not to. You know what I'm saying? They both getting older. John is on his way out. Is he gonna be retiring? Eventually. Not gonna keep fighting for the rest of his life. So I just think that it was inevitable. They both was going, run into each other, and I think that was the first time they ever actually met each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's kind of weird that what I mean. That would be the first time they ever met each other. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it was the spirit of competition between the two because Izzy pushed for that fight. Excuse me. Izzy pushed for that fight years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
John was saying he wasn't ready. You know what I mean? And Izzy felt like he was ready. I always feel like unless it's me fighting John Jones, uh, that's the only way you can say that somebody's not ready. Because I'm not a mixed martial artist. You can't tell a person like Izzy that he's not ready. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, bro. Like, he's a professional athlete, just like you. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
people that we thought that wouldn't get knocked out got knocked out. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Nobody thought that Holly Holmes was going to knock out Ronda Rousey. Everybody thought Holly Holmes was going to lose, and she head kicked her and knocked her out. Got her out of here.
Yeah. Right.
So that's how it goes with UFC when with these fighters. It's any given day somebody can get caught with an elbow, backhand. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I think it was one of those things that was going to happen. I'm happy to see that they did squash it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was more the lines of competition between the two because they felt like they both was the only man in the room at the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course Izzy wants to beat John Jones because John Jones is the greatest. And then John Jones want to beat Izzy. He wants to beat Izzy because Izzy talked too much. And he's like, well, I want to teach you a lesson. You know what I'm saying? But you see the size difference on them now. They never would fight. John Jones ain't cutting no weight out of his age. And
Mm-hmm.
Izzy ain't getting that big. He got big. You know what I'm saying? Like John Jones at least like got him by like he probably got him by like 40 pounds. Like he looks like a monster compared to Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Like standing next to him like that. Like yeah. Now when it was years ago, it was something different, but now nah.
Yeah,
He
yeah, you're right. Izzy, they the same height. I think Izzy, they really the same height.
nah,
For
John
the
Jones is
most part.
taller than him, bro.
You sure? Izzy about 6'4", man.
Yeah,
Izzy like
I think John Jones from the picture I seen, John Jones looked taller than him.
mm, yeah.
He was and they're standing in front of each other. Izzy looked like he was looking up a little bit. Unless John Jones had on some platform shoes or some shit.
Nah, could have been. It could have been. But yeah, I think you're right. We're not going to see that fight. It's just something. If you want to play the UFC game, you can see the fight all
Yeah,
day.
right.
Yeah,
Look
but
realistic too.
yeah, it looked real realistic. Yeah, it
Yeah.
fooled me a few times when I was on YouTube
Yeah,
looking
they
for.
definitely got me. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, John Jones for GSP? Like, wait a minute.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yo, this is a game.
Yeah, right. I know it fooled me a few times. So if you want to see it on that, then you definitely can see it on that. But as far as real life, nah, they're not fighting. But yeah, man, I'm happy they were able to squash that. Push the sport forward. Two of my favorite fighters. The maturity levels definitely coming in on its own. So I'm anxious to see what's going to happen with the both of them. Especially Jones. I know Izzy's going in to go fight Cannonier, from what I heard. I don't know if it's official or not, but that's what I heard. He's going to be fighting Cannonier again. So,
Hey man, we'll see what happens, man.
yeah.
Combat combo. You know what it is. We out of here. Izzy.